JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? We didn't start the fire. It was always burning. But Billy Joel. Oh, we didn't start the fire. Little Billy Joel. What's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing? Get you tell that I'm out of touch. Bing, 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 bing. Hey, what up, man? If you are, then you think too much. There go Billy Joel, Glass Houses. I bet to do, bet, don't play feel rock and roll to me. Yeah, yeah, see, you trying to bite me, trying to get, some of this dark skin love. I done sprayed myself down with off. Skeeters don't like that. So Cleveland loses 4-1. Talking about the Indians. They lose 4-1. Smashed. They're saying their pitcher's luck fizzled out. You know, they lost against what the Rays. You know, when when there's when there's a loss like that, you know what I'm saying, a team is that I expect to do, to go all the way. And when they, turn around and lose like that, you know, I look at it like this. I go, okay, they just need to work out. They just need to work out, you know, what's wrong before it counts. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know where they're at in the series. You know what I'm saying? I need to look that up. I need to get more information on baseball. There's a lot going on with baseball. It's just a lot, because so many, when they do the playoffs, it's just a lot. There's more members on the team. It's a whole lot when you get into it. I don't need a bunch of information in order to start making my guesses and stick to a team or a region. I don't really need a lot of information. I just need my basics. But one thing I really do need to know is when they're playing, how many games that they're playing in that series. And then I start looking into the players themselves. You know what I mean? The players who get most of the attention, not necessarily the stars. Because you have players that are stars in basketball that they don't get a lot of attention. Kawhi Leonard doesn't get a lot of attention. Not as far as being on commercials and all that and all this other stuff. I just don't see a lot of them. Of course, I don't have cable. I don't even watch TV. But, you see more on Steph, LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie Irving, he's a superstar. I've never seen him on one commercial. Not one. I'm sure they're out there. I just never seen them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just showing you the demographics that I'm in, because I'm one of those people who don't watch TV. So and there's a lot of people who just don't watch TV. You know what I'm saying? And when you have that demographic, it's harder to reach those individuals and say, okay, this is what they're doing outside of, this is what they're doing in the public, for the public, outside of basketball, outside of football, outside of, baseball. You know what I'm saying? And when you see somebody who's always in your face, like Steph Curry's always in your face, you know what I'm saying? Because there's always news on him. He's always doing something. It's a constant. Still, Draymond Green? Or is it Draymond? Draymond Green? Hell, his mom got more attention than he did, as far as I'm concerned. She's a fighter. I'm just saying, there's just some people you just don't see out there like that. So it's not necessarily the star who I'm talking about that gets the attention. Sometimes it could be the worst guy on the team, you know. And it's not always bad press, you know. He can just be the worst guy on the team, but he could do something that all of a sudden, it's like, hey, look at this guy. You know, hits one out of the ballpark one good time. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, the next game he does the same thing. Now he's Willie Beeman. Don't know who Willie Beeman is? Look it up. You know what I'm saying? After 2 games, now you're Willie Beeman. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it just happens like that. So what I'm looking at now is, when I saw that news and they were talking about, I forgot the pitcher for Cleveland, they say his luck has fizzled out. You know what I'm saying? It just, that's a story within a story. And I start looking at it like, yeah, but wouldn't it be great, or isn't it gonna be great when he comes back? It's just like when I looked at Steph Curry, and they were like, "Oh, Steph Curry was shut down," and what was it, game number 3? You know what I'm saying? Game number 3 or 4. Let's see, Cleveland. I forgot what game it was. It was either 3 or 4, but him and Durant was shut down. It was like, they weren't really shut down, not to me. And then, earlier in the season, you had Steph Curry doing phenomenal things, and all of a sudden Steph Curry wasn't doing so good. It's just like, that's a setup. They're going to use that same thing when it comes to when it really counts, and sure enough, they did. Like, that's a setup. They want you to think that he has a flaw. I didn't have a flaw. That man doesn't have a flaw anywhere close to him. He has not one flaw within his game. If there's any flaw with Steph Curry, it's his wife. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing against her except that she openly admitted that she can't sit down and be quiet. That is a flaw. That's a flaw. That can disrupt your money real quick. And it did. You know what I'm saying? It did. It made people look at her differently and they went after her. Police started harassing her family, kept her on the bus, arrested her dad. It was like, yeah, that is a flaw. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James doesn't have a flaw in his game as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? 5 years back, I'd be like, well, not 5 years. One time when he went to the playoffs and did nothing, he pretty much froze. They were just like, what happened to him? But now I'm not going to say there's a flaw in his game. When he's rested, he's on point. They could say what they want. Everybody makes like little mistakes, but his whole all around game, I can't see a flaw in it. His biggest flaw when he first came out was his mom for about 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? She was kicking out the back of police cars. She's kicking out the back window. Bam! His mom from the hood. We from that same hood. Akron. Curry from there too. I lived on the west side for a short while. My dad, Copley. But so when they start mentioning like whoever, I forgot what this pitcher's name was, and they start mentioning there's a his luck has fizzled out, or his you know I look at that as something that they'll use later. They could use it in one way or another. They could say, oh, okay, now he's now he's back on, or it gives him it, or what, it's like a story. It's like, he was doing so good, now he isn't doing so good. Will he be better when the crowd gets all into it? Oh, I want to see. Comes out throwing strikes. You know what I'm saying? Retires 5 people, 5 batters straight, and somebody gets hits a double off of him. You know what I'm saying just gotta. I start looking at the story within the story, but I'm still Cleveland until they're out of it. And I need to, like I said, I need to look into it and see how much it should be played. But I pretty much got my mind set on them. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you, but it's gonna take money, whole lot of money. But we could do it, to do it right. I got my mind. Oh, blast from the past. I got my mind set Oh, yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm gonna try to follow. I'm just gonna look at Cleveland Indian news, and I'm gonna follow it. Uh, Not into great detail. You know, Sanchez, you'll probably do that. I'm glad to see that we're finally on board with the same people. You said that Cleveland Indians was your pick too. What's going on? How you doing? You said that Cleveland Indians was your pick too. So now we're starting to be on the same sheet of music. And you guys with the fighting, you and Donald. Listen, like I love the commentary, but when you guys get to talking about somebody got molested as a child, man, cut that out. Like, that's like I'll just go in and start erasing those comments if it gets if it goes past that because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that on my channel. That's serious, and I don't like it. But other than that, I think it's funny that you two go at each other like that. And when I said he thinks the moon is made out of paper mache, Sanchez, I didn't say that for you to go and just start jonesing on the dude. I was just being sarcastic, you know what I mean? Because nobody knows what the moon is made out of. We just know what they tell us, and that was my whole point. So, you know, you and Donald, man, you guys need to. You guys need to grow up and bro up, man. You guys need a hug, man. I love you guys, man. You guys are funny. It's just hilarious, man. Like right before I go to bed, or early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, I get up and I start reading comments, and I read some of you guys' comments, man. It's just hilarious. I'm like, my goodness, like these guys don't have nothing better to do but to just go at each other's head. Uh, yeah. So, anyways, back to Cleveland. It's just funny. It's real funny, but all that other stuff y'all talking about, man, leave that out because I will have to go in and just erase it, and I don't want to block anybody because I like you guys. I don't want to erase somebody's comments because I think that's what YouTube is about. Great comments, great commentary. You know, on my channel, I only got what I don't even have 800 people, so it's not like I should be cutting people out. You know, but the thing about it is I value all of you guys. And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't look at none of you and go, man, who cares what they think? I value your opinion, even if it's in left field, even if I don't understand it. I'm like, I have no idea. Like Mikey C, Mike, I, Mike, my next video I'm gonna do right after I get done with this. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a video for you. Oh my god, it's gonna be titled "How to Get a Girlfriend." Okay, so yeah, that's where I'm at on Cleveland, and yeah, that's still my team for now, you guys. Let's see, I'm at 14 minutes, so I'm gonna stop here because I think Donald is like, yeah, keeping between 10 and 13 or 14. So it's your boy Tom 202, man. God loves you.